Hi guys, I hope that you are ready for tomorrow's test and hopefully you were able to go over this little review. If not, you might want to pause this video and give yourself a chance to do the review on your own. So I'm just going to be going over the answers in case there were any that were confusing to you. And so on this first one, we were looking for things that were equal to negative 12. So for the first one, since it is multiplication, we would use Dorito Man. And so it's a positive times a negative. So if I cross off positive and then I cross off negative, that's going to leave me with a negative. So that one is equal to negative 12. The second one is a negative divided by a negative. So if I were to cross off negative and negative, that's going to leave me with positive. So that would actually be positive 12. On the next one, we're adding, and they are different signs. So different signs, we find the difference, which is 12, but there are more positives. So that one would also be positive 12. On number 4, we're back to multiplication. So a positive times a negative leaves us with a negative, sorry. So that one is negative 12. And on the last one, we are subtracting. So I'm going to go ahead and box those. So we've got a positive and a negative. Different signs, we find the difference, which is 12. 20 minus 8 is 12. This time we have more negatives. So this one is also negative 12. And so that was 1, 4, and 5, which is this answer right here. On this next one, it says, what problem did she need to solve? And there is some negatives and positives up there. So if you look, there are 12 negatives and there are 6 positives. So that doesn't show that and that doesn't show that. These both show 12 negatives and 6 positives. The answer is what's different. So remember that we want to get rid of our 0 pairs. And there are 6 left over, but they're not 6 positives, they're 6 negatives. So B was our answer there. The next one talks about a submarine. It's diving, which means it's going down. And so it says, what integer represents the depth after 12 descending? So that also means going down. And it says it was going down for 12 minutes. Minutes can't be negative. So that's a positive. There's no such thing as negative time. But because it's going down 6 feet each minute, that's negative 6. So that's what's happening for 1 minute, but it's happening for 12 minutes. So that's going to be times 12. And a negative times a positive gives us a negative answer. And 6 times 12 is 72. So it's negative 72. Okay, Ashley's playing a game. The sum of her cards is her score. So remember, for these, we make a T-chart. And you're going to put your positives on one side, your negatives on the other side. So positives, we have 5, 3, and 11. And negatives, we have negative 6 and negative 2. So same sign, we find the sum. So all of these are the same sign. So I'm going to add those up. 5 plus 3 is 8, and then plus 11 gives me 19 positives. And then I'm going to total up my negatives. So 6 plus 2 is 8, so I have negative 2. Now I'm left with different signs. Different signs, we find the difference, which is 11. And we have more positives, so it's positive 11, which was this one right here. Okay, temperature falls from -5 to -15. What is the difference in these temperatures? So difference basically means how far apart are they. So if I'm at -5 and then it goes down to -15, that's a difference of 10. And another way that you could look at this, it says difference was just subtraction. So difference between -5 and -15. So it would look like that. We would box this. This is going to become a big positive. Different signs, we find the difference, which is 10, and there are more positives. So again, the answer is +10. Sorry, having a hard time answering that one. Okay, during a 6-hour period, the temperature dropped 24 degrees. So because it dropped, that's negative. And that happened in 6 hours. We want to know what happened each hour with no S. So that's a 1 hour period. So because we're going from 6 hours to 1 hour, we're going to divide. So -24 divided by 6, a negative divided by a positive gives us a negative answer. And 6 goes into 24 4 times. So the answer was -4. Which expression is represented by the model below? So every time it's jumping, it's going -2, and that's happening 4 times. And it's ending at -8. So you know your answer should be -8. So I know I can get rid of this one and this one because those are going to give me +8. And so what's happening is it's not -4 2 times, it's -2 4 times. So -2, -2, -2, and -2. So 4 times -2. And so that is answer choice A. Next one says solve the following expression. So we've got to do what's in the parentheses first. So -6 divided by 3 gives me -2. And then -2 times 5 gives me 10. We add last because of the order of operations. And so when I put those together, they're same signs. I need to find the sum, which is 12, and I keep the same sign. So the answer was -12. Okay, this last one is going back to our last unit. And so we know how much she earns per hour. That's for 1 hour. She worked more than that, though. She worked 6.6 hours. So we want to know how much she earned. So that's going to be multiplication because we're looking for how much did she make all together. So 1175 times 6.6. And I'm going to multiply those together. So 6 times 5 is 30. Sorry, my handwriting is bad with this mouse. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 gives me 45. 6 times 1 is 6, and then we have 6 times 1 again. We need our placeholder 0, and we're done with this and this. Again, we have 6 times 5 is 30, so we're going to have a 3 up here again. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 is 45. Oh, look, even teachers make mistakes. Okay, I'm going to start that one over again. Hopefully over there you were saying, Mrs. Cabotary, what are you doing? That's what happens when you've worked all day and you're making a video. So let this be a lesson to you. When you catch your mistake, and hopefully you do, just fix it. No big deal. Okay, so back to this one. 6 times 5 is 30, like I said before. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 3 is 45. But here is where I was rushing, and I didn't put my 4 up there. So 6 times 1 is 6, but I needed to add 4 to that, which makes 10. And then 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 gives me 7. That looks better. Now I have my placeholder 0. And I'm just going to keep these up here because we're doing the exact same number again. So 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to put 0. I have my 3 up there. 6 times 7 is 42, plus my 3 gives me 45. And again, I put my 4 up there. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. Carry the 1. And then 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now I'm going to add those together. We get 0, 5, 5, 7, and 7. And then I need to count how many decimal places I have. So I have 1, 2, 3 in the problem. So I need 1, 2, 3 in the answer. So she made 77.55 all together. Okay, so hopefully that all made sense to you. I will see y'all tomorrow, and feel free to watch the video or pause it during certain parts if you need to listen to them again. Bye, guys.